Lights, camera, Thomas! Excitement was filling the air on the Island of Sodor. A famous film director was arriving to talk to the engines of Sir Topham Hatt's railway about an exciting opportunity.
Spencer, please take care on the rails. You have an honorable guest on board.
Spencer chuffed into Tidmouth sheds with the film director. Sir Topham Hatt was already at the sheds.
Engines, it is with my great joy to introduce Patrick Hastings, one of the world's most famous film directors.
The engines couldn't believe they were actually meeting Patrick Hastings. Hello, Sodor engines. I have come here, by Topham's permission, to ask for your help. I'm making a brand new movie about railway history, and couldn't resist including Sodor in the project. So I will need one very special engine to appear in the movie, and shoot some scenes with me at Caldy Fell. All of the engines were excited about the chance of becoming world recognized.
Mr. Hastings, have you made your decision yet?
Yes, I have. After much consideration, I figured the best engine to represent in a film about the history of railways is Sodor's #1 engine, Thomas. Thomas smiled a big smile.
Thank you, sir. I'm honored to be part of such a great project. Patrick will be expecting you at Caldy Fell bright and cheerful tomorrow morning. Get a good rest tonight, Thomas.
Yes, and do all you can do to look your best. I'm only spending 2 days on Sodor and then have to leave to film other parts of my movie.
I can't believe I'm going to be in a movie.
Some of the other engines in the sheds were a bit jealous. Huff! Why does Thomas get to be in the movie? Only because he's the #1 engine? It's not fair to judge Thomas. Gordon, I remember a time you wanted everyone on the island to know you were around. You wanted your own view at the big station, but instead, you crashed right through it.
Help me, please.
Gordon is right, Edward. A bright red engine like myself should have been chosen for the movie.
I think you've had your fair share of promotion, James. You wanted to be on the holiday poster, but I was chosen instead. But somehow, you did get on that poster.
I'm actually very happy for Thomas.
Oh, come now, Rosie. You always wanted to be in the spotlight. Remember Emily's carnival special? You wanted to pull the entire carnival special all by yourself. That didn't work out well.
Thank you for supporting me, Edward and Rosie. Now I'm going to the steamworks, and engine must look his best for a movie.
The next morning, Thomas was getting his firebox fizzling and his pistons pumping at the steamworks. Congratulations on being chosen for Mr. Hastings' new movie, my friend.
Exactly, boss.
Just then, Percy and Harvey came in.
Hello, Victor. I'm working with Harvey today as Sodor's rescue engine. He needs his hook tightened. Wait, Percy. Victor and Kevin are taking care of me first. I'm going to be in Patrick Hastings' new movie. That's great, Thomas. I'm happy for you.
But Thomas wasn't paying attention to Percy. He was focused on the workman refilling his coal box. Maybe we should come back later, Percy. Yes, my friends. Thomas just needs to look his best for his film debut. At Caldy Fell, the film director and his crew were putting the finishing touches on the scenery. The mountain engines were looking in awe from their sidings. Oh, how wonderful it is to be in a movie. Wilford, we're not going to be in the movie. Thomas is. Thomas started to feel a little guilty. He wondered if being in a movie with his friends would be more fun than being in a movie by himself.
Sir, is there any way some of my friends could appear in this scene?
No, Thomas. Absolutely not. It cannot be done. The scripts are written and the scene is set. Thomas glanced back at the mountain engines. Go, Thomas! Break a wheel. All right, Thomas. Let's do a test run. Make sure the track is settled. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Thomas started chuffing very slowly, then gradually got faster. This feels great, he thought. I'm going to be a star. But then there was trouble. There was a crack in the track. Thomas noticed it. He tried to apply his brakes, but it was too late. Thomas toppled right over and started sliding down the mountain. Thomas, stop! But Thomas kept falling. Is he silly? He's going to hit the film setup. And with a mighty bang, Thomas slammed right into Mr. Hastings' setup. Lights, camera, and his director chair, and tons of props were crushed. But eventually, Thomas stopped. Well, that was a photo finish. Thomas, how could this happen?
I'm so sorry, Mr. Hastings. There was a crack in the track. I didn't want to talk out of turn. I figured your test run would be ruined.
But now the movie's ruined. My props, my lights, my cameras, my chair. I'm sorry, Thomas, but I want to pack everything up and leave Sodor tomorrow morning. What about the movie, sir? The movie will have to be delayed, but I need to move on. Sodor, goodbye. Thomas felt extremely disappointed. Thomas couldn't believe he had ruined the famous film director's newest project.
How could I have been so silly? I let fame get into my funnel. This isn't the first time I tried to be the most important.
Thomas was remembering the time he sunk the Tidmouth Shed's billboard. Thomas was waiting at a signal. He wanted to get back to the sheds as soon as possible, but then he noticed something strange in the distance.
What is going on over there?
George was stuck in a muddy ditch. Harvey was trying to pull him out, but to Thomas, Percy, the rescue engine, looked a bit flustered.
Percy, what's the matter? Harvey got derailed after trying to rescue George from his muddy ditch.
Thomas couldn't believe his eyes. But then, a fantastic idea simmered in his smoke box.
Hold on, Percy and Harvey. I'll go get some milk. Spencer, wait! Don't leave!
Thomas, out of the way. Mr. Hastings needs to leave.
Please, let me speak to Mr. Hastings.
Thomas, there's nothing more to say. The movie is being delayed. We have to move on.
But I found something that you might want to film.
Very well. Spencer, follow Thomas. But sir, you have another train to catch. Onward, Spencer. Thomas, Spencer, and Mr. Hastings all watched Percy's rescue mission, but they didn't make it known they were there. Percy, you're going to have to put me back on the rails. Use all your might.
I'll try, Harvey.
Percy coupled up to Harvey. With all his strength, he pulled Harvey back on the rails. Interesting. Oh, thank you, Percy.
Great. Now can you get me out of the mud?
Thomas and the director watched as Harvey coupled himself up to George. The mud was getting caught in his front roller, so it was making it difficult for him to simply pull George out. So, Harvey wiggled his crane arm a bit, which loosened tension between George's front roller and the mud. But in no time, Harvey had George back on flat land. Bravo! 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 Mr. Hastings?
Thomas, Spencer, what are you two doing here?
Thomas told me what was going on, so I decided a scene of Sodor rescue would be perfect for my railway history movie. Engines at work. How grand!
Thomas, you would give up a chance of being Mr. Hastings' new movie for me? Of course, Percy. You deserve being in this movie. You're a rescue engine.
Later in the week, the engines gathered at Tidmouth Sheds. Mr. Hastings had finally sent a copy of his newest film.
I'm so proud of all my engines for being involved with such a great project. Thomas, thank you for giving me the chance to be in this movie. Of course, Percy. I wasn't that much of a good friend. I didn't pay attention to any of my friends, but this experience made me realize that being famous isn't the most important.
Shh! The movie's about to start, and all of the engines of Sodor look at the projection in the midnight sky to enjoy Percy's heroic movie debut. The end.